Louise has seen Marvel's Avengers in action. Stay tuned to find out more about how this prestigious Square Enix tie-in actually plays. So Louise, you got to see a behind closed doors presentation of Marvel's Avengers, which is very exciting. Tell me a little bit about it.
So the demo that I actually saw was someone playing the playable bits around what we saw at the Square presentation. So what we saw at the Square presentation was it's Avengers Day, which is a great day. You know, everyone wants to celebrate the Avengers, and it's got this voice saying, you know, people say never meet your heroes, and I did, and it was great. But unfortunately, just when everyone's yay Avengers, the Golden Gate Bridge kind of explodes, and the Avengers have to head on over there. And what we saw in the trailer was the fact that it was all a trap. It was all a ruse, and it was all to distract the Avengers while some big bads exploded a bomb which then melted Captain America and kind of destroys San Francisco, and then everyone is mad at the Avengers. Now, interestingly, what I saw was the playable bits around that. So what I imagine is it's the intro, and it's actually going to be when you're going to learn exactly how to play as the Avengers. And the first thing that we saw was playing as Thor. Now, people haven't been entirely positive because they're not quite the Avengers that we sort of know and love. It's not our movie Avengers. They are slightly different, but I will say that when you actually start seeing it being played, it doesn't seem to matter because you can just see the back of Thor's head. It is third person, and he has Mjolnir, and he is. The combat is super crunchy. You know, you've got whacking people with hammers, goons are flying into the air. You know, there's that brilliant sort of Thor uppercut. You know, so it really made me feel a lot better about how it's going to play. So after Thor, I then watched them play as Iron Man, and you can fly as Iron Man, and you can obviously, what's the technical term for the laser blasters on his hands? Is there a technical term?
Repulsor blasts?
Well, perfect, wonderful. Well, Iron Man was firing at things, and they're all kind of sort of sass talking at the same time.
There has to be sass in an Avengers film now. It's obligatory, isn't it?
Is that a joke? Did Thor make a joke?
Absolutely, there was a lot of sass. There was a lot of quipping. You know, there's a lot of why don't you just hang out there and just throwing Mjolnir and someone sticking to a wall. You know, all that kind of fun things.
Do they know that Cap's melted at this point, or are they just dealing with it?
No, this is all pre-Cap. Death. So this was all kind of while they were thinking that they were actually saving the day. And then you actually play as Captain America at the start of that bit. So you're on board, I think it's the helicarrier, you're on the big shield one, and you're throwing the shield and stuff, and obviously you don't get to play as him for much longer, so the section's not that big. Then playing as the Hulk.
Give me that. Give me the Hulk.
Yes, so much Hulk. You need all the Hulk. You need all the green giant in your face. So basically, the section I saw was again on top of the bridge while it was all falling to pieces. You know, lorries were falling, but there was also really cool stuff like wall running that I think maybe only the Hulk can do. So it was
Hulk parkour.
Yes, basically Hulk parkour, which was great. And also that his kind of combat was amazing. He was like picking up humans and smashing them off each other and spinning goons into the air, and that was all really cool. And it's amazing when you're looking at this and you realise that the playable Avengers stuff we've had before has been Lego Avengers, you know, and that's cute and it's fine, but there is something to be said for something being beautiful and, you know, the current generation and actually interactive, crunchy Avenger time. And then finally, we watched Black Widow. So it was really cool because it was kind of, there was lots of somersaults and sort of acrobatics, but also punching, but then guns as well. And it all felt really, watching it, it looks really fluid. You know, it's a little bit like Spider-Man on PS4 actually, in the fact there's quite a lot of QTEs in some of the cinematic bits. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so the sort of cinematic bits where Black Widow is actually fighting with the enemy who is Taskmaster. So that's the villain who's saying, you know, you'll never beat me, and she's saying, well, no, you've just stolen everything from S.H.I.E.L.D., we know you. And there's all these QTs where she's punching him and dodging out of the way of things and then shooting beyond his shield and that kind of thing. So in a short space of time, I saw a lot of really crunchy combat. Great, obviously, the characters we've got. Who have we got voice-wise? We've got Troy Baker, we've got Nolan North, we've got Laura Bailey. So they definitely haven't, you know, they've not skimped on the voice talent for this lot of Avengers. What we do know there is going to be campaign for up to 4 players where you can obviously play with other people, but after that there'll be kind of an end game sort of thing that we don't really know how it's going to work. People are sort of saying sort of game as a service, a little bit like Destiny, so it'll be interesting to see whether sort of open areas open up which you can then go back to or do sort of quests or small missions. So I'm really intrigued to see how it's going to work, but definitely don't be afraid that they don't look like the current Avengers, because it turns out when you're smashing someone to a pulp as the Hulk, you're maybe not considering the fact that Robert Downey Jr.'s face isn't quite there.
That all sounds awesome, Louise, and a great way of sort of allaying any fears that people might have had after having seen that first presentation. So that's all really good. And the final question, as ever, is when is it out?
It's joining all the rest of these 2020 games.
Not early 2020, surely.
It's May 15th, 2020. And obviously these things might actually move, but at the same time, we're going to have a very busy first 6 months in 2020. Thanks, E3.
So if you've got any questions about Marvel's Avengers, let us know in the comments below and we'll try to answer them. And please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know when our next video lands.